Welcome back to Master 79. In this lesson we tackle an ielts writing task 1 maps and floor plans question, comparing a library as it was in 1975 with the same library today, and we build a band 9 model answer from scratch. Here is the task. The diagrams below show the changes in a library from 1975 to the present. Provide an overview of the information by identifying and describing the key details and include comparisons where appropriate. This is the library in 1975. The entrance sits at the top center, reached by a staircase. Books and magazines fill the top left corner, with 2 new books stands to the right of the entrance. In the middle you can see bookshelves on the left and the library desk with its ring of seats on the right. Along the bottom edge there are more bookshelves, a toilet in the center, and a children's book area on the right. And this is the library today. The entrance and staircase are exactly where they were, but the top left corner now holds a bank of computers. One of the 2 new books stands has become a wheelchair access point, and the middle of the left-hand wall is now a coffee area. The shared areas have moved across to the center right and have been furnished with tables, chairs, and plants. Notice too that the block at the bottom center is drawn but carries no label in the original plan, so we describe it as unlabeled rather than assuming it is still the toilet. Before writing, understand what makes this question type different. There are no figures to quote, so you describe position and change instead. 2 time frames means 2 tenses. The passive voice does most of the heavy lifting. And crucially, scan first for what stayed the same, because those fixed points anchor your whole answer. So let's brainstorm in 2 columns. Unchanged: the entrance and staircase, the library desk, the bookshelves in the bottom left, the children's book area, and the outer walls. Changed: books and magazines became computers. The mid-left bookshelves became a coffee area. 1 new book stand became wheelchair access. The shared areas moved from bare floor on the left to furnished space on the center right, and the toilet is no longer labeled. Now the overview, which is the single most important paragraph in task 1. 2 sentences is plenty. Name the direction of travel, a book-led space becoming a social and digital one, and say what held still as well as what moved. Keep all specifics out of it. Here is the plan. An introduction that paraphrases the prompt. An overview giving the overall shift and the fixed points. Body 1 covering everything retained. Body 2 covering everything remodeled. Paragraph 1. The introduction. The 2 floor plans compared the layout of a library as it stood in 1975 with the way the same building is arranged today. Notice how little that costs. 1 sentence, fully paraphrased. Paragraph 2. The overview. Overall, although the shell of the building and its point of entry were left untouched, the library was converted from an almost exclusively book-based facility into a far more social and technology-driven space, with printed stock surrendering ground to computers, a cafe, and considerably more seating. No individual items, just the shape of the change. Paragraph 3 deals with continuity. A number of features survived the redevelopment unaltered. The entrance, approached by the staircase at the top of the plan, remains in exactly the same position as does the library desk with its ring of seats on the right-hand side. Along the bottom edge of the room, both the bookshelves in the left-hand corner and the children's book area opposite them were also retained. Paragraph 4 deals with change. The rest of the floor, by contrast, was extensively remodeled. The large books and magazines section in the top left corner made way for a bank of computers, while the bookshelves that once stood against the middle of the left-hand wall were cleared to accommodate a coffee area with small tables. Provision for visitors was improved as well. One of the two new book stands beside the entrance was turned into a wheelchair access point, and the shared areas, formerly no more than bare floor on the left, were relocated to the center right and fitted out with tables, chairs, and planting. The toilet that used to occupy the bottom center of the room is no longer labeled. Here is the complete answer on one slide, 232 words. Pause the video and read it through as a single piece so you can hear how the retained features and the remodeled features balance one another. These are the phrases to steal. Replacement, made way for, gave way to, was cleared to accommodate. Conversion, was converted into, was turned into. Continuity, was retained, was left untouched, survived unaltered. Movement, was relocated to, was fitted out with. And positioned in the top left corner, along the bottom edge, against the middle of the wall. Why does this reach Band 9? Task achievement, a clear detail-free overview with every key change covered. Coherence and cohesion, grouped as retained versus remodeled rather than listed item by item. Lexical resource, precise change verbs and accurate location phrases. Grammatical range, passives and a past to present contrast used accurately. One important caveat. This Band 9 assessment reflects an internal quality check against the publicly available ielts band descriptors. It is not a score awarded by a certified ielts examiner. Now your turn. Cover the plans and write your own overview in just 2 sentences. Then list every retained feature before you describe a single change. Post your overview in the comments. I read them all. Thanks for watching Bmaster 7 to 9, and I will see you in the next lesson.